It is all mental. It's not real, is all I kept saying during my marathon. And that was how I was able to run a marathon 30 minutes quicker than I thought I would. One. Two, it was my personal best for my 15K, 20K, half marathon, 30K, and the full marathon. Well, the full marathon, it was because it was my first ever marathon. So, today I want to talk about the topic of everything that we think is a challenge is all mental. It is the mental game that we play first and that we need to win first, and only then does the anything even matter. None of it is real. It is all mental. So, why do I say this? Why am I so certain of this? One, because, of course, no, excuse me. But, yes, one, because I have just seen it. I've just done it in the flesh, and it was absolutely insane. When I look back on this, on my experience, I think, wow, that was insane. Because the speed I was going at in the first, as I, went straight out the gate, was an insane speed to be going at. By all accords, given the type of training I had done, I should not have been able to go that fast and for that long. So until about, what's it called? Maybe 35 kilometers. Actually, no. So I did drop pace a lot, but the time I got was insane. So let me put some numbers to it. All right. I was aiming for 4.5 hours, and I was even unsure of that. I was unsure of being able to do this in 4.5 hours, let alone the time I actually did get. And by the end of the marathon, I ended up doing it in 3 hours and 57 minutes. Now, if you're not a runner, this might not seem like a big feat, but boy, let me tell you, there's a huge difference when it comes to half an hour in marathon terms. Anyways, let me get a bit more general, right? Because when I claim that this entire thing is just a mental game, I want to kind of paint a picture of what I really want to communicate. So, whenever you're doing something, odds are that the first challenge you'll come across is your mental one. So before even beginning something, your mental challenge is, should I do this? Is it even worth for me to do? Is this the right time for me to do it? What if I fail at this? And so on and so forth. And your brain will come up with 1,001 reasons before you've even begun something. So let's say you're what kind of example can I come up with? Let me first convert some of this and then make maybe 2 more spades or shovels. So let's say you're thinking of creating a YouTube channel. I don't know, that's just the most convenient thing for me because that is exactly what I'm doing right now. And what is some sort of yeah, you're thinking of creating a YouTube channel, and you go to write a script, set something up, X, Y, and Z, and then you think, oh, I need to do more research. So then you go do more research, and then you get a new idea. You say, oh, I need to know what I'm talking about. So then you go and study what you're talking about, and then you say, oh, but I need to I need a better camera. So then you go out and buy a better camera, and then you say, oh, what if people don't like what I'm saying? So then you go out there and you do some research for things that people like when you say them, and so on and so forth. And by the time you even create your first video, that's given that you do end up creating even a video, it's such a disconnect from your initial motivation for why you wanted to start a YouTube channel that you create maybe 1 video, maybe 2 videos, and then you give up, right? So when I say it's all mental, it's not real, it is because it is, right? Even pain, you could be alright, excuse this very graphic example, but you could be tasked with removing your toenail, for example, and you might try it and you'll say, oh, it's impossible, and like I physically cannot get myself to do it. But then someone else is out here removing their toenail. So what is the difference? Are they stronger than you? Is there a certain level of strength that you need to remove a toenail? But yeah, and then it's my point being, nothing is real when it comes to this. It is all mental. I am a bit lost, actually. Let me recoup my thoughts. Okay, we're there. So the next time you want to get something done, all you have to say to yourself is, it is all mental, it's not real. It is all mental, it is not real. Because if you've clicked here and you're trying to achieve something in life, right? I did not run a 40-kilometer race because I allowed the mental blocks to stop me. Sure, I had doubts a ton of times, right? But you have to realize it is all mental. If you wanted to, right now, you could go out and run a marathon. And odds are you'll be messed up after it, but you physically can do it. At least for most of you, you probably could. And of course, I trained for it. But the thing I'm trying to illustrate is that, most things in life are just mental. If you want to see a good example of where this apply, where you can see this, you should look up the video "I Trained Like David Goggins for 100 Days," and you will see exactly what this guy does. Of course, I'm not condoning it because it's extremely unhealthy and quite stupid. But the caveat here being that he just one day decided, oh, I'm gonna run 12 miles each day at least, and do a 45-minute gym workout, and he did it. Sure, he had to substitute it with swimming a few days, but he went out and did it. And that just shows that, really, there are very few physical limits, right? And so, if there's something you want to achieve, you've been making excuses, all I'm here to say is it is all mental. It is not real. With that said, thank you for watching, and thank you for your time. I will see you later. Bye-bye.